Hey everyone, Obsessive Prepper AZ. I'm going to do a backwards video today. I started off earlier on making a video on my apricot chicken that I was going to put in my solar sun oven. Anyways, this is a problem that you will have if you do not have enough sun. I started into it, got all my products out, pulled my oven out, and then lo and behold, here came the clouds. So I ended up letting everything sit on my stove and the solar sun oven out, and was going to give up till tomorrow. But then I figured, well, my products are already out. I will go ahead and do the video, but I'm going to do it backwards. I'm going to put my solar oven back away. I'm going to haul it to work with me tomorrow. I'm going to go ahead and take you inside, and I'm going to show you all the ingredients and then what I came up with for my oven and something I'm going to cook in it. So come along. Okay, I'm back. So I am always trying to figure out things to use for my solar oven that work in my solar oven. I'm tired of spending money on expensive products that people make for your ovens, for anything. And so I try to, use what I've already got. And what I got to thinking about this morning and what started this whole video, unfortunately the clouds got in my way today, was trying to figure out things to use in your solar oven without having to go buy them. So what I wanted to do is there's so many meals that we have for our food storage that we can make that use rice. And so I wanted a container that I could put in my oven that just cooked the rice, and then I wanted a container for the other ingredients. And then also in your solar oven, you've only got so much room, so you've got to be able to figure out what works well together. So anyways, what I started with, noisy, these things here. I have a crock pot that holds 3 of these. Now I also have a crock pot that holds the ceramic round guys, and I've got one that holds 3 of them. But these are just little tin inserts for a long crock pot for parties. So what you do is obviously put different ingredients and stuff into these. So what I did is, what's excellent for your oven is clear glass, so it can cook and you can see down in it, but you want it all black. And this was awesome, it being black inside, but the outer side is silver. So all I did was use a black Sharpie on the outside of it. I figured I didn't really have to use a Sharpie on the entire thing. All I needed was the front and sides, because when the sun coming in, it's radiating on that, not on the side so much. So that's what I did, is I just literally colored the front end of it. Now I've seen some people use duct tape, one thing or another. I just decided to use a Sharpie. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and mix my ingredients, and then I'm going to take this to work, and I will show the video of me cooking this at work. So this one here is going to be for rice, and this one here is going to be for my apricot chicken. So I'm always trying to figure out ways to use your food storage on an everyday basis, so you're always turning it. So what I've got is my jarred chicken here that I've canned on my own, and this stuff is awesome for anybody that has never canned chicken, the porks, sausage. I can't tell you how easy of a meal this makes. Now, the one downfall for your chicken is it's not a solid like piece. When they come out, it'll shred a little bit. But for the meal that I'm going to make, I think it's going to work out excellent. I'll try to keep it as whole form as I can, but I think a little of it's going to shred, but I think it'll work out fine. So I'm not going to go ahead and open this up. I'm going to take this to work with me, and then I will mix it in my ingredients when I'm ready to cook. So my recipe is apricot chicken. Now, because you're cooking with food storage, you might not have apricots in storage, and it's apricot jam. It's not your canned apricots, it's apricot jam. I don't have any of my apricot jam. I won't do that until this next spring, almost summertime, when apricots come back in summer. So I'm going to guess about June. But I do have some left over of my peach jam. So what this dish requires is a cup of peach jam, apricot jam. I've even used the apricot pineapple that I've gotten at Safeway. I've also used pineapple jam. I get, when we go to Hawaii, I buy their pineapple jam. Love the jars of pineapple jam. I'm going to have to try to learn how to make that. I've not done that. So anyways, 1 cup of your jam. You're going to use a 1/4 cup of ketchup. And I know that these ingredients kind of sound weird, but I'm telling you what, this recipe comes out yummy. The next ingredient that you're going to want is rice vinegar. So you're going to want 1/4 cup of the rice vinegar. It doesn't make a difference what brand, it's whatever you feel comfortable with. Okay, so I'll get that out of the way. You're going to want 1/2 teaspoon of salt. You're going to want, well, 1 package, I don't know if you can see it, of the Lipton onion soup recipe. Lipton onion soup. Now, I buy this in bulk also at Winco, so it just depends on what you want to use. I'm just going to use this because, you know, for the sake of it's just easy and to turn it right now. So, get that in. You're going to want 1/2 cup of sugar. So this is a 1/4 cup, and I don't like messes, so I'm just going to go ahead and use the same thing. So I've got a 1/4 cup, and then I got a 1/2 cup. Next thing we're going to need is 2 teaspoons. So I got my teaspoon of curry powder. Whoop, that's not going to work. It won't fit down in there, so I'm going to use my 1/2 teaspoons and do 4 of them. So that's 1 teaspoon. Get a little extra there because it didn't come out all the way. 2 teaspoons. Okay, the next thing I do is I'm going to put in 1/2 teaspoon of pepper. Always love pepper. I'm a pepper fan. Then the next thing I'm going to need, I got to look at my recipe because I can't remember everything. Now it says 1/2 cup of salad oil. So I've used the Crisco liquid oil. I like using extra virgin olive oil whenever I can, especially in something like this. I like the olive oil, and you're not going to really get a whole lot of taste of the olive oil because of all the other ingredients in it. So 1/2 cup of olive oil. Now the only thing that my recipe doesn't call for that I ended up changing was cornstarch. The recipe as it sits right now, I think tends to be a little runny, and I like my my sauces on my chicken to be a little thick, stick to it, and then also be able to stick to the rice. So it depends on what you're going to use. If you're going to use jarred chicken like I've got that I'm going to use tomorrow, or if you're just going to use this recipe and throw it in the oven and you're just going to use regular chicken breast, I would recommend on regular chicken breast, I would do probably at least 3 teaspoons of the cornstarch. This one, because my meat is not going to cook any more moisture out, I'm going to drain that moisture that's in the jar here. So I'm just going to put the whole chicken in. It's going to not leach any more water. So I'm just going to put 1.5 teaspoons. Something I love that I've shown in my other videos is that Evergel. Love it because you don't have to mix it with water, and it just thickens up right then and there. So if you have the Evergel, you don't even have to worry about the cornstarch. And so all I'm going to do is I'm mixing these ingredients. I'm going to put a lid on it. I'm going to haul it to work, and then all I'm going to do is I'm going to add the chicken in. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in my baking dish in my oven tomorrow, put my lid on it, and then within a couple hours at work, you know, God willing, whoops, it just splashed a little out, the sun stays out, then I will have my, it's going to be peach chicken. Then, like I said, the only thing other than that is on the other container, I'm going to bring some rice, and I'm going to cook my rice in my other container. So tomorrow when I get to mixing the chicken in and putting it in the oven, I will bring you back. Hey everyone, so I ended up doing this at home. I actually went yesterday without any sun. So that's something that we're all going to have to deal with, you know, if you ever had an SHTF situation. you plan your dinner, and here comes the clouds, and it kind of messes with your entire your meal. So you have to have alternative plans or backup food sources. So anyways, instead of doing it at work, now I'm at home doing this, and I've got my chicken. I went ahead and poured out my broth because I'm not going to need it. Now, I use this recipe all the time where I use fresh chicken, and it turns out great. Now, what I'm trying to do is be able to use my food storage. Now, something I wanted to show people that has never canned chicken. This chicken comes out and it is so flaky and crumbly. So this makes excellent, like you could make your own fajitas, you could make your own chicken sandwiches inside. I think it would be great to do a chicken a la king with. But what I'm going to do, because it is so flaky, I'm going to try to keep it in more larger pieces, because I don't really want it to flake and shred. If it happens to do so, it's going to taste the same, obviously, in the recipe. It's just going to be more shredded than whole pieces of chicken if you were to use fresh, uncooked chicken. So all I'm going to do is lightly stir this in. I've already taken my little pan here that I showed you and sprayed it with just a little bit of Pam, Crisco, whatever you've got for a spray. Doesn't really make a difference. So that's what I've got going on in here. If I got a piece on the stove I need to get off. And so, like I said, now if you had fresh chicken and you had a farm in an SHTF situation and you did your own chicken, that would be great. If this video is more showing, being able to use the stuff that you have in food storage. There was nothing that was refrigerated here. So I love that, to always try to plan different meals that you can use your food storage. Clean my stuff up. I hate a dirty kitchen. Okay, so I've got my lid on that container. And what I did is I put my rice in this container. What I will do is, the way I don't measure rice when I cook it, what I do is I will measure the rice up to my fingernail. So if I can stick my finger in the bottom of the pan and the rice comes up to my fingernail, then I know I've got enough rice. Then what I will do is I will measure the water up to my knuckle. Generally, if you use those guidelines, that to rice, and then your water up to your knuckle, generally you have enough water in your rice. If you don't have those guidelines and you don't know how to measure like that, more than welcome to use cups and measure that way. This is just something that I always have used as a guideline. Also, rice has starch in it, and if you want a flaky rice that you can, each grain is separate, go ahead and leave it like this. If you want it to have a stickier rice where it kind of holds together, then all it is starch that's on your rice. So take your rice, and you can see because it discolors the water. You take it, you drain it once, and that's what I'm going to do, because when on a mixture like this, I like it to be, I don't want it completely sticky, but I want it to be where it at least holds itself a little bit. So that's the difference with your rices being able to be sticky or individual. So I guess it's individual. I'm not sure how you would say that per grain. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take these out. I'm going to put them in my sun oven, and then I will get back to you and show you to my oven. So I've got my stuff in the sun oven. My temperature, I just opened my door. It's 300 degrees. Let's see if I can't zoom in there so you can actually see it. Hopefully. There we go. So I'm at 300 degrees, and I'm going to zoom out. It is 2:30 Arizona time. It is going to take probably close to 2 hours to cook. It's January, and so the temperature is not as hot outside. Before I opened the door on it, it was 300 and like give or take 40 degrees. So it's got to build up heat. It's not going to help me standing in front of it, so I'm going to get out of the way. And these buckets, I've got them overlapping. You can see the one to the right is just sitting on the ledge of the other one, but it works out perfect for 2 dishes. So I'm going to give this I'm going to call it an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, and come back to it. I'll keep checking on it, and like to rotate your sun oven so that whoa, that's a bright sun there. Sun oven, so that if your temperatures are cooling down and the sun's not getting on it, to rotate it to the sun. So that being said, I'll get back to you as soon as it's done. I'm back. So anyways, I've got my rice out of the solar oven and my dinner, and rice is, I hadn't done it before in the solar oven, so I have to go back and say I wouldn't have rinsed it. I would have just put it in with the starch on it, because it is a little lumpy because of how long it sits, because it doesn't get to a boiling state. So anyways, that's my rice, and then here's my chicken, and it pretty much held together. I think I would rather have it a little bit shredded, because then you get a lot more of the flavor of the apricot chicken sauce, or in this case it's going to be a peach chicken sauce. So there you go. I don't think that you need things like soy sauce or anything for this, and it's just an easy meal to eat. Excuse me, easy meal to make with your canned goods, with your canned chicken, and anything that you have in your pantry, be it your jams. I mean, everything is shelf stable. So your jam, your sugars, your seasonings, your oils, onion soup mix, all of that is shelf stable. Your chicken was on the shelf, so nothing came out of the refrigerator. Nothing has to be refrigerated. And like I said, I know if I bite into this, this is going to be so hot, but bear with me. Whoa, hot. Excellent. Excellent. This is a meal that I have been making for years, just in everyday life. I've never really used it with my canned chicken. I have to say, if you make this and you had an SHTF situation, doomsday power out, you are going to definitely be eating better than everybody else. My husband's really good with the peach jam. My husband always says he can't wait till doomsday because he's going to get fat. He's obviously playing, but this is excellent. And like I said, out of your cupboards, in your solar oven, turns out great. Whoa, hot. So anyways, that was a hot dance. Okay, so anyways, I hope you try this. I'm going to post it maybe on the video. I'll do it on the video and also in the description box. So give it a try. I think you'll be more than happy. Have a blessed day.